Welcome back, everybody, to the NBA 2K24 series with the Virginia Beach Neptunes. We're coming off a pretty big offseason where a lot of different teams made some big moves, including us, the Raptors, and the Spurs. The Nuggets gave away their former first overall pick, Glenn Carroll, to Houston in exchange for Jackie Wennington plus a first-round pick this year. The Spurs gave away Derek Lively and a first-round pick this year as well to get Amen Thompson as a starter. And they also gave away young power forward Brian Sutton to Detroit to his rebuilding team to acquire Chris Murray to also add it to their starting five. And the other big move was the Magic, an up-and-coming team here in the Eastern Conference, acquiring Bilal Coulibaly and a couple of first-round pick swaps from the Bulls to round out their starting five as well. Meanwhile, the Raptors signed Giannis, but still kept around Scotty Barnes, Grady Dick, and Lonzo. And our top move was to bring in Quinn Hilliard, maybe a potential microwave, Freddie Simmons kind of a player off the bench to give us an offensive spark. And we also signed backup center Mauricio Barea, who was in Toronto last year. And during the draft, we took two young players, which were obviously two of the kind of lowest overall players in the draft, but they have high potential. And I think out of these two players who have already added their secondary positions to, I think Cecil Andrews will get the playing time off the bench over Eklund, and Eklund might be sent down to the G League here in his first season. But two other key things we did was re-sign our four-time champion head coach Claude Burns to a new 4-year deal. But we also brought in Russell Westbrook as our new assistant head coach. We'll see how well he helps out this team. But now we enter opening nights against the OKC Thunder, who are one of those top contending teams the past couple of seasons. But we have two moves to kickstart this season. And it's going to be re-signing both Mac Boyd and Jovanovic to brand new contracts. They both went about what they're making right now, so it won't really affect your cap room all that much. But this will get rid of the player option that Mac Boyd has on his current deal, and we can override that, I believe. So let's offer him a new 3-year extension worth about $54 million a year, going up after each season. And Mac Boyd is going to extend his contract. And then Jovanovic, he wants actually a lot less than I was expecting. So this will actually free up some cap room for us moving forward. He just hasn't progressed that much beyond like an 81 overall, so he's not going to ask for that much money comparably. So a 3-year extension, and he accepts. So both players are now going to be extended through the 2034-35 season. Before we jump into our game, let's briefly talk about the game plan going into year 9. So right now we have an 11-man rotation, and the 11th guy off the bench is going to be Cecil Andrews over Eklund. I think that he's better fit at power forward, and I think he has a better just overall skill set than Eklund does right now, and I think that he can contribute on both ends pretty efficiently. We're going to give Quinn Hilliard 19 minutes off the bench. We'll give 17 to Towns, 18 to Barea, and then around 11 and 12 for Green, Wendell Moore, and Andrews. I think Wendell Moore is better fit to come off the bench than Eklund is just because he's more of a proven veteran. And for our starting five, they will all get over 30 minutes except for Agbaji, who's going to be at 24, just to give up more time for Hilliard and Green and Wendell Moore. But I think it makes sense to give Boyd obviously 36 minutes at the very least, and then Jalen Duren and Kuminga and Yovi right around 30. I said our team was going to be the main focus still in this series, but I am going to start to at least keep tabs and really check each episode what's going on with all the other contending teams. So after this episode, I plan to only do about probably 4 to 5 episodes total for this season before the playoffs. So probably about 20 games per episode. I have a plan to get hopefully some solid fourth quarter games out of the way throughout the schedule. So we're going to start off by doing maybe a full game against the Thunder here. Just depends on how close the game ends up being. But I think going forward, if we have a blowout game going on, we'll just sim to the end. We'll jump into some late games throughout the schedule and see what ends up happening there. And then we'll probably end out each episode on seeing what's going on with each of the contending teams in each conference. These episodes might end up being a bit longer than usual, but I'm okay with it if we get a lot of stuff out of the way. These are your starting fives, pretty even rosters, I would say. But the last time we saw this team, on last year's opening night, they beat us because Shea could not be stopped. Hoping for a better performance here in this one, hoping for a really good game. Let's dive in. All right, so opening night here in year number 9 in the franchise. Jalen Duren wins the tip, and we are underway at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. So the 4P champions taking on one of the hopeful champions this season and one of the top Western Conference teams from last year. We start off by turning the ball over, and then Jalen Duren blocks SGA on the other end. Ivanovic on the other end, off the glass and through. And we're on the board, and we open the scoring here on the road. By the way, we do have a new playbook this year. It is I believe I chose the Pacers playbook. So, got 60 plays in it. That's a dunk for RJ Barrett. One of the newest additions to this OKC team. Him and Derek Whitehead were both brought in off of the open markets to fill starting roles. We'll see how much those signings pay off. Kuminga at the rim, up and under. He got it to go. So Kuminga's got a bucket. Yovi's got one too. Porzingis the screen. Whitehead penetrates, but Boyd's there for the shot contest. Quick shot for Boyd, up and rattling out. Barrett with it. Shot clock counting down, and the pull-up is out. Nice penetration, and there's a foul called. Kristaps called for his first. And I'll put Jovanovic at the line for 2. First one is up and in. Played all but 5 games last season, averaged over 20 points per game, over 7 assists. Open for another similar level this year. Another Porzingis screen. SGA penetrates and flips it up and in. Nice kick out. Jovanovic has it open too, but it won't drop in. But Duren steals it back. Tom counting down. They sagged off Agbaji in the corner, and that was a mistake. He knocks down his first shot of the season. Coming off a really solid playoff run where he shot over 50% from downtown. And picking it right where things left off for him. Whitehead blocked from behind. Jalen Duren with his second block here in the game. Up to Jovanovic. A little bit of space between him and Alexander, and that shot's up and good off the window. 11-4 starts. Now Kristaps pulls the trigger, and that one's in there. Nice little shuffle pass, and Yovi can't lay it in, but that was a great feed. Pull-up jumper, no good from downtown. Nice cut again. Jovanovic got it despite Chet trailing right behind him. He's off to a strong start. Fading away. Alexander with the bucket. What a shot. During the screen, Kuminga freed up. Behind the arc, no good. Gilgeous Alexander loses his man. The shot's up and out. 5-point game through 5 minutes here in the first quarter. 2-man game with Yovi and Boyd. The shot is open and it's in there. Jovanovic with 10 points already, 4 for 6 from the field. It's a good screen set by Holmgren, but Jovanovic got around it. A shot from SGA is up and out. Baji penetrates and is fouled by Derek Whitehead, his first. OKC's defense off to a slow start this game, but only 6 minutes in, we've got 17 points. Off the screen, Barrett leaves it for Holmgren, but Jalen Duren swats that pass away. Kuminga gets inside, but has that one rejected by Chet Holmgren. And OKC gets it back, down by 9 points. And they're half the quarter left to play. SGA wants to go ISO against Boyd. He spins and lays it in off the window. Nice move. All right, so out of the timeouts, Kuminga with the monster finish. Jamming all over Porzingis to try to get out of the way. A business decision by him. But we bring in Mauricio Barea, Quinn Hilliard, and Wilson Towns. RJ Barrett hesitates, goes up, but can't lay it in for two. Mauricio Barea with a shot contest in the paint there. Towns going right at SGA, and he left the layup shorts. Gilgeous Alexander attacks the basket again, and Boyd picks up his second foul here in the first quarter. Gotta be careful with that. They've only played, I think, 1 or 2 games so far, and SGA in that one game, 15 points, 8 rebounds, looking to have his first 20-point game of the year here in this one. Screen comes up from Boyd. It's guarded well. It's a great pass by Hilliard, and he finds Boyd over the top. Oh, here we go. He's going right at Wilson Towns. Got him in the air. That's an easy play. Porzingis on Boyd. He makes a pass to Barea, and he knocks it down off the window. A soft touch makes it a 9-point game. Just over 3 to go. Pass inside. Holmgren can't match the Barea buckets, and we get it back, 23-14. Good pass behind the arc. Boyd can't connect. Uh-oh. SGA lets it fly and knocks it down off the back iron. Towns, beautiful kick out. Hilliard lets it fly, but can't sink it. Shot clock under 10. Gilgeous Alexander back out to Porzingis, and he knocks it down behind the arc. 3-point game. Neptunes timeout. Look who's in the game now. Cecil Andrews. His first appearance. His first game as an NBA player. And he tracks down the loose ball. Good awareness right there. Good hustle. You gotta find a shot, though. It's turned over instead. Stolen by Gilgeous Alexander, and he is unable to capitalize on the other end. Neptune Zoe has definitely slowed down these last couple of trips. Hilliard finds himself open, and it's good. That's his first bucket here in a Neptune's uniform. The screen from Bobby May. The shot is up and good from Frazier. Around the screen. Back to Barea. The floater is up and in. Takes him down low over Jovanovic with the left hand. Alexander, after a 2-for-6 start, is really picking up some steam here to close this first quarter. 3 seconds separate the shot and game clocks, and we're going to save for the last one, hopefully. I'm counting down. Hilliard rises, but can't connect behind the arc. And the first quarter is over. It's 27-24 in favor of Virginia Beach.
24, the away team, 27.
Well, I forgot to take off the NBA Finals patch on our uniforms, but regardless, start of the second quarter, they got May and Williams, SGA out there with former Neptune, Precious Achiuwa. May pulls up. The jumper won't fall in. Nice feed inside. Jalen Duren fouled at the rim by Gilgeous Alexander. Good feed by Jovanovic that time. Jalen Duren coming off a year where he actually had a couple of different injuries, missed 20 games in total, which I believe is the most he's missed in his career to this point. He splits the free throws. Otis Alexander got the switch. Josh Green is there, and it's blocked! Great defensive play. Welcome back to Virginia Beach, Mr. Green. Jovanovic pulls up and connects behind the arc on the other end. What a start he's having to his season. 13 points now in this game already. Top of the key, straight away, an uncontested bullseye for Gildas Alexander. He's got 18 points on 50+% shooting. Hilliard can't respond on the open two. Gildas Alexander rises, and that one rattles out. The rookie comes up for the screen. Another pull-up three. Jovanovic with 2 straight. Off the Achua screen, he gets the feed and slips inside. Fouled by Cecil Andrews. 12 points in the first game of the year for Achua, and did not miss a shot in that game. Impressive performance on opening night for him. And he knocks down both free throws. Nice pass on the baseline. Jalen Duren with a great cut. Jovanovic found him right at the rack. Keep going right after Jovanovic. Alexander with the foul called on Green. Just like our last opening night game, he is off to an incredible start, but he's also taken like all their shots. He's got 20 points on 7 for 14 shooting from the field. And we turn the ball over. Carl Frazier with the loose change. He brings it up, going right after Andrews, and he's called for his second foul. More free throws for Oklahoma City. Frazier's first is in there. And he goes 1 for 2. Andrews with the rebound. Up to Green. He likes to push the tempo usually, but now we're going to slow it down. Screen from Andrews. Pull-up jumper. Offline from Jovanovic. Up to Dariq Whitehead. He finds Porzingis at the rim, but Jalen Duren, I think, blocked that. That looked pretty physical to me, but we'll take the no call. Andrews lost his dribble, but got it back. He dishes this one out to Agbaji. Top of the key, he drills it. I don't think Whitehead has taken a shot in this game. That's a good pass to May, and his first shot is up and good. Nice screen by Jalen Duren to free up Jovanovic for the mid-range jumper. 18 points on 70% shooting. Screen for Whitehead. He gets inside, hands it off to Porzingis. But he's having a rough game so far. It's now 2 straight misses at the rim. That one was just solely on him. Off the window and good. Jovanovic with 20 here in the first half. He's playing amazing. May gets the feed down low. Andrews picks him up. And May steps out of bounds. Andrews with the forced turnover. And leading by 9, Wendell Moore and Barrera will check back in the game. They also bring Wilson Towns and Boyd back in. Towns is blocked for the second time. Whitehead right to the rack, and Towns was trying to draw a charge. Towns penetrates and is fouled by Holmgren, his first. The free throws for our third-year point guard, hoping for him to be a lot more efficient shooting-wise, but got to really do better at shooting over taller defenders. The free throws are splits. Now their screen comes up from downtown, no good from Whitehead. Towns given room on the other end, but he can't connect from behind the arc, and that was an ocean of space right there. Lob for Holmgren. Nice baseline cut and feed there by RJ Barrett. I've yet to get Boyd really involved here on the offensive end. He's only taken like 1 or 2 shots in total. With 5 to play here in the first quarter, he leaves it for Wendell Moore, and he connects and buries the triple. Right to the rack, the Euro step finish from SGA. He's got to have over half their points by now. They got 40 points. He's got at least 22 of them. Down, sees a lane. The floater is up and good, going right at Alexander. Gotta love that from the young point guard. The switch to Boyd, and he did not have a hand up in there. Up to 24 for SGA. This is reminding me a lot of that last opening nights. Nice feed. Hilliard open again on the mid-range jumper, and he connects with it. Boyd the assist. Now, last year, OKC had a top 3 defensive rating as Wendell Moore picks up a foul, but last year they were top 3 on defense. Not really showing it here in this game. Been a couple of blocks and a couple of steals, but we have shot very well here in this first half, and still over 3.5 to play, and we have 51 points. It's a good kick out to Whitehead, and he knocks it down. Barea comes up, and Towns lost the ball, and it's picked up by Holmgren. A costly turnover right there. RJ Barrett blocked out of bounds by Wendell Moore. They're going to inbound it, and it's out of bounds. Deflected off of Boyd, then off Porzingis while he was still out of bounds. And we get it back. That's amazing. Another open look. Hilliard given all kinds of room here in this game with these off-ball screens, and right now it's working for him. Barrett feeds Holmgren inside, and nobody's there to contest the shots. 6-point game, 2.5 to go in the first half. From downtown, kaboom from Boyd. Finally got this guy an open look. Nice cut by Holmgren. Towns way behind him. 2 straight buckets for him. Hilliard downhill, swatted away. Holmgren with the rejection, his second block here in the first half. Gotta watch out for that length. They got Tim, they got Porzingis. Even Whitehead's got some really good arm length and a good wingspan to make those kinds of plays. We inbound to Hilliard for another midi. This guy is doing a great job off the bench. Exactly what I thought he was going to be doing, giving us a spark on the offensive end. Barrett penetrates, readjusting and finishing through the contact. Player screen. Boyd cans another trifecta, and we lead by 10. 61-51. 60 seconds to play. I haven't seen Chet be too aggressive with the ball in his hands, but now he is, and the lefty shot is up and in. Right on cue. He's got 8 points, 4 for 5. Towns rises, no good with the lefty shots. And he had Hilliard top of the key, which would have been a wide open 3. Under 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Thunder trying to close the gap. Holmgren down low over Barea again. Not playing the best post defense right now. Final play of the first half. Wendell Moore leaves it for Boyd. He has to fire, and it's good over Porzingis. What a shot to send us to halftime. It's 64-55, and a trio of Boyd threes will lift us up by 9. been a very high-octane game so far. Both teams shot very well in the first half, but we shot a little bit better. But I doubt we're going to shoot over 60% once again in this half, especially against a team that was known for their defense just a year ago and brought in some more defensive pieces like Dariq Whitehead. Boy, just got denied from behind. That's Holmgren's third block, I believe. Porzingis the pull-up trifecta, and that one rattles out. Off the screen, the pass back to Duren, and now a kick out. Great passing by the Neptunes, and Boyd picking up right where he left off in that second quarter. Otis Alexander fades away, but that one also in and out. Baji finds Kuminga, blocked again from behind. 2 here in the quarter already by Holmgren. This guy's absurd in the post. Now he gets the feed. Deep three. No way that one goes in, man. Kuminga lobs it, swatted away by Holmgren. The defense to start this third quarter has been electrifying. And Boyd picks up his third foul on the other end to send Whitehead to the line for 2. First free throw is up and good. And Dariq Whitehead, 2 for 2 stints. Oh, Porzingis fell over, but he recovers pretty well. Boyd picks up his dribble. They double Jovanovic. We have to scramble. Tough shots. That's not going to drop in very often. Two-man game with RJ Barrett and Whitehead. He pulls up instead of actually taking the screen. He's 2 for 6 from the field only. Double team comes for DJ. Boyd showing off the range, but it is not going to drop in. Down low feed, Otis Alexander over Jovanovic. A bit too much under it. We'll take the miss. Kuminga gets inside, and Holmgren could not block it this time. Almost stole that one. Porzingis rises and hits after the failed steal. Well, pick and roll. Duren gets the feed. Double team coming from Porzingis. Fantastic kick out, and Jovanovic knocks it through. Lob for Holmgren, and Jalen Duren was not looking. Lane opens up. Kuminga jams all over him. Wow! Barrett and Holmgren caught in a blender. Screen from Chet. And SGA buries the triple. Boyd trying to answer back, but he front-rimmed it. 8-point game here in the third quarter. But 5 minutes gone. SGA blows right by Duren, and he's fouled. The hoop and the harm. The free throw can make it a 5-point game. It's up, and it's good. Nice little fake out. Boyd finds some room and connects on the mid-range jumper. Oh, a deep three. No good from SGA. What was that? Holmgren just snatched the lob. Agbaji with a line drive pass, and that was just read perfectly, I guess. Now a mismatch for Porzingis, and somehow he cannot take advantage of it. He has not had a good day so far. Boyd off the window, almost got it to go. Third foul against Shea. Boyd has 2 free throws. He does not often miss these ones. They give us a 9-point lead again. It's good. Take and roll with Chet. Honestly covered very well by DJ and Jalen Duren. And now we got a steal off the play. Fast break. Sniper all alone. Right to the rack. I'm counting down. Holmgren can't push it up and in. Hilliard once again, an open mid-range jumper, just living and breathing that exact same spot the whole game. An 8-0 run here in the middle of the quarter. They have not scored in over 2 minutes. Porzingis backing down. Kuminga this time, and he learns from his past mistake. Getting right to the rim this time. 4 for 8 from the field, but a -10 plus minus. The Thunder are down by 11. Been loving Quinn Hilliard's jump shots in this game so far. And I've also been loving the Slovenian sniper. He's got 28 points. He cannot miss right now from the field. Off the screen. Baseline drive, and Whitehead's got it to go. Nice play, and Jovanovic draws the 4th against Gildas Alexander. That could be key going into this 4th quarter. First free throw is up and in there. Andrews back in the ball game, as is Wendell Moore. Nice kick out. Chet Holmgren unable to knock it down from behind the arc. Their three-point shooting has not been very effective or efficient whatsoever. But a lane opens up. Jovanovic can't lay it in. Really good shot contest. I'm not sure who that was. Not familiar with number 12, I think that is. The guy in the corner that's not on the screen right now. Number 13, that's his number. Shot no good from Bobby May. We get it back up by 14 points. We have honestly kept the offense going. And the Thunder have kind of slowed down. But they get a steal here from Jalen Duren. Cut Holmgren jarred it loose and just picked his pocket. I think it's AC Reeves. Awkward shots. It's no good, but I think his name is AC Reeves. Oh, Whitehead just got put in a blender. Andrews at the rim for his first professional buckets. Gotta love it, and the run only continues. 15-4 over the last 4 minutes and counting. This has almost all come with SGA off the courts. Frazier's three won't drop in. And they're still struggling here. That's blocked. And Reeves tracks it down. He's going to bring it up, going right towards the rack. Bucket and foul on the rookie. That'll put them in the bonus for these last 2 minutes of the quarter. Those field goal attempts are not accurate. That's from the first half. The free throw from Reeves is good. Hilliard sees a lane, pulls up instead. It won't go. And it's stolen. May with the ill-advised pass. Kuminga brings it up at the rim and fouled by Holmgren. That's his second foul. They give us 90 on the night. It's something good from JK. 1 for 2 at the line this time. On the other end, May gets by and completely posters Hilliard. Good Lord. 3-second violation. Not sure who that was on, but we turn the ball over. Double screens. Frazier gets inside, and Boyd blocks the shot. He was ready for it. Post defense by both teams has been pretty good. I think ours has been a little bit better overall, just given by the score. That's a beautiful pass to Barea, but Holmgren stalls a mount from knocking it through. Under 45 seconds to go here in the quarter. If we get up to 15 points by quarters, then I might just sim the fourth and see where things go from there. The pull-up from Reeves is offline. His jumper takes a while to get off, so it's easy to kind of contest it. Boyd the screen. He rolls to the rim, but gives Hilliard enough room to knock down the jumper, man. He's got to have at least 15 points here in this game. Last shots of the third. Holmgren over Berea. Good off the window. 12-point game with 1 quarter left to play. We're looking pretty good.
80. The visiting team, 92.
Fourth quarter begins. We start with the ball. We're going to see if we can extend our lead early on and then probably just sim towards the end if possible because they had not made a lot of progress here getting back in this game. Wilson Towns rocks the rim, and it's a 14-point deficit. Jalen Williams, the screen. Back to him on a pick and roll. Easy jam. Oh, that's the 5th foul reach-in. Just a cheap reach-in foul. SGA trying to steal it from Jalen Duren. He will sit probably until the last 4 minutes of this game. So without him on the court, their offense has been very quiet, which means we can probably just pull away here these next couple of minutes. But that lob is swatted. Towns gets it back, but can't finish between 2 defenders. Holmgren, man, has had some great awareness in passing and blocking. It's been honestly incredible. He pulls the trigger, but it's off. Down low to Jalen Duren. He can't lay it in, but we get it back. And our 10 on the shot clock. Trying to find an open pass here. It's going to be Josh Green, a 28-footer, and it's in there. 15-point game. And that's our cue to start to sim ahead a little bit and see where things go. We've outscored them in every quarter so far. And hopefully just can keep that up to end this game. And Virginia Beach avenges last year's opening night loss to this exact same team. We put up 132 behind a monster 40-point performance from Dario Jovanovic. This dude is back. Despite SGA dropping 34 and Chet dropping a triple-double, the Neptunes start the year 1-0 with a nice victory. 44-6-6 for Jovanovic, 31-9 for Boyd. These two were absolutely perfect. 16 for 21, 12 for 17, and Quinn Hilliard, 6 for 12 from the field, 12 points off the bench, doing exactly what I was looking for from him. And Wilson Towns played pretty well too. 10 points, 4 for 9 shooting. Kuminga had a couple of nice plays. Jalen Duren, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Boyd the same. And we end up shooting 65%, 61 behind the arc. That's just insane. I did not expect that whatsoever. But good to start the year like that, avenging our loss in that same game last year. Now we're going to get through about 20 games to end the episode. That will take us directly into a close game here with 2 minutes left to play on the road against the Detroit Pistons, who come in with an 8-1 record. A surprising early contender this season. That 3 would have made it a 2-score game. We're down by 2, 113 to 115. Trying to come out on top and move to 6-3 on the season, I believe, is what we're going for right here. 90 seconds left to play. Wendell Moore connects on the 3. We're in front. I did not think that was going to be a good shot, but it was. They outscored us in every quarter coming in, but now we have outscored them by 23 here in the fourth. They make a comeback. That one's blocked by Wendell Moore. Fast break for the Neptunes. Akbaji on the wing. It's in there. Wow. 42 assists in this game. 32 assists, excuse me. That shot's something good. At the rim, Calvert Miles, who had some really good progression in this past offseason and now has 24 points on 60% shooting from the field. 45 seconds to go. We lead by 2. Boyd can't connect on the 3. The Pistons might have a shot to jump in front or tie it up. Boyd with some great defense, forcing Herb Jones to fire a tough shot. Jovanovic hands it off, and Duran can't hang on. Anderson brings it up, pushing the charge. He hands it off to Jones. He fires, and he's fouled from behind by Boyd. 2 seconds separate the shot and game clock, but now there is no shot clock. The free throws can tie it up. Herb Jones goes 1 for 2. They have to foul. Absolutely crucial miss at the line. And we're in the bonus. Jalen Duran has some huge shots to take here. It's not going to make it a 2-score game. It is a 3-point game, though. They will use their final timeout to advance the ball. If you are the Pistons, I think you go to your best player, Edward Anderson, for a 3. Instead, he penetrates, leaving it for Sanders, and he responds to tie things up at 121 apiece. We'll have the final shot with 9 to play. But we have options. Who do we go to? Boyd, Jovanovic, Agbaji, or Moore can all knock down the big shots. Jovanovic steps into a 3, but misses it. And this game is headed to overtime. What a matchup we have right here. All right, the 5-minute overtime period begins, and the tip is won by Calvert Miles. Big shots by both teams to force this extra period. Free basketball the rest of the way. Anderson rises and misses the shot. Just toilet balls around and out. 45 boards for us, 46 for them. Long range bucket for Mac Boyd. Anderson picked up by Boyd this time. He has to pass out. Young with it. He pulls the trigger and another answer, man. These guys are nuts. But I'm here for it. Isolation, and it's a turnover. Anderson read Jovanovic perfectly. Our 20th turnover here this game. That's allowed them in this game here, or really allowed them back in this game after we took a lead there. Gotta find something. Jones steps back, and he was fouled on the shot. Are you serious? That's gonna put them in front again. Wendell Moore called for the foul, and that's going to be a costly one. But Herb Jones right now is missing these free throws. He's going to split them. They lead by 1. Leaving it for Boyd. He's got some room, but it's no good from downtown. Uh-oh, mismatch for Calvert Miles. He has to fade away. The shot rims out. Boyd leaves it for Agbaji. Jones picks him up and keeps him out of the paint. And Jovanovic steps out of bounds, our 21st turnover. Under half the period left to play. Another fade away for Detroit, and those ones aren't dropping in. They're giving us a shot here. The door is open. They get ourselves back in front. Boyd fakes out Sanders. Has Duran to his left, and he makes the right pass. Other feed down low. Jalen Duran gave Miles too much room. We're trading buckets in these last 2 minutes of overtime. Jovanovic leaves it for Agbaji. No good. It just rattles out. Anderson rises and hits a big clutch shot. 3-point game. He's had 27 points per game to start his season through 9 games. That's a big bucket over one of our best players. Second try for Agbaji. Good as he hits the deck. And we're tied again at 129. What a finish to this game. Anderson with it. Great feed to Sanders, who rocks the rim. 24th assist on the night for the Pistons. What play do we draw up here in the winning moments? Boyd to Jalen Duren. Miles there, and they're going to call a foul. So big free throw shots. You got to hit both, but it's Jalen Duren. First one's up and in. We've seen him be clutch before at the charity strip. Can he do it again on the road? Not this time. Miles pulls down the rebounds. A stop and a bucket wins the game, but a bucket here for Detroit might win it for them. Anderson, another clutch bucket right over DJ. He's just too big for him, man. 3-point game. I think you pretty much have to go for a 3 here. Jovanovic with it. He's going to attack, and he can't lay it in. And Jalen Duren is fouled out. Sanders is hyped. We're going to have to foul one more time to force free throws, but this game is likely over. Not a smart shot to end this game by Jovanovic. And we had a chance to win this game to end the fourth quarter. Had a chance here in overtime. And it looks like the Pistons are going to hold on to win. They're going to stave off our massive fourth quarter comeback. Herb Jones, more clutch free throws, and this time he goes 2 for 2 on his third attempt. And Detroit hangs on to win 138-133 here at home. And they move to 9-1 on the season. They have now beat us twice in these first couple of weeks, both by 2 scores or less. We lost the first game, I think, 144-146. We'll go over that box score later on. Despite us outscoring them 49-27 in that fourth quarter, they hang on to win 20-plus from Sanders, Miles, and Anderson. We had 28 for Boyd. 3 assists shy of a triple-double. Jovanovic played pretty well. Agbaji shot very well. But we just could not keep up with their offense. And we now lost 2 games against the Pistons here. The first game we lost in regulation only by 2 points in a very high-octane game. Boyd 1 point shy of 50 in this one. But Sanders and Anderson once again shoot very well against us. And again, they are 9-1. They lead the conference. And the Grizzlies, I forgot to move them back to the Western Conference, but they're 9-2. I did not expect that with a pretty poor supporting cast around Tatum and Ja Morant. That will take us to another close game on the road. 3-point deficits. Magic holding on to a 121-17 lead, and they're going to add to it with Alperen Şengün here. Just under 90 seconds left. Trying to mount another comeback in this one. Mac Boyd right now nursing a sprained ankle. He pulls the trigger, top of the key, and gives us some life. This is Nick Smith with it, the former Charlotte Hornets. He's been the bane of our existence for quite some time. Şengün, no good on the jump shots. We can tie or take the lead here on this possession. Kuminga, they caught him for a charge. Are you kidding me, ref? No way, dude. Wow, another costly turnover. And the Magic get it back, up by 2. Both teams come in having a 6-4 record. That one's stolen. Nice hands by Jalen Duren. Agbaji on the other end. We'll slow things down. Jalen Duren, do not shoot this, please. What do we draw up here? Yovi to Agbaji, plenty of room, and he connects! He's always got a 3 in his back pocket. We lead by 1, 14 to play. Can we hold on to win this time around? 123 to 122. It might save for the last shots. Smith with the ball in his possession. He's waiting for a pass. It's Keith Mann for 3. It's in there with 0.5 on the clock. Are you kidding me? That's absurd. Keith Mann was one of those guys that had some huge progression. 5 overall points or 6 overall points. And he hits a huge 3. And now we have to match it to win this game. Can we even get a shot off that quickly? I'm not so sure we can. Jalen Duren, inbounds to Kuminga. That's not going to go in. And the Magic hold on at 125, 123. That's now back-to-back games that we have allowed a last-second 3. And now we're 6-5. The Magic win behind 28 from Nick Smith, 25 for Şengün, 21 for Donald Woods. But a big 3 for Keith Mann to put them on top. Despite a triple-double from Mac Boyd, Jovanovic did not shoot very well. Towns took 18 shots off the bench, and we fall. Another close finish that we are unable to really come out on top of. Through 16 games, we are at 500. I did not expect this whatsoever. We lost against the Raptors. We're now 11-5. We beat the Pelicans, lost against the struggling Wizards. Now we're coming off a really poor performance against the Suns, where we put up 11 first quarter points, 18 there in the second, for less than 30 at halftime. In terms of stats, Mac Boyd, 31, 8, and 7 this year, about what you would expect from him. The points are a little bit down, but Yovi's are up because he's shooting very well. 50% from the floor, 45 behind the arc. I mean, we're knocking down threes pretty effectively, but we're missing something here, and it's got to be our defense, I think. But I did also change part of our offensive game plan to shoot at will. So that could potentially be affecting us, but we're still shooting well, so I'm not entirely sure why we're losing this many games to start the season. Team chemistry is in a pretty good spot, so let's go look at the team stats real quick. In terms of points per game, we are the top scoring team, but our defense looks to be probably one of the worst. Yeah, we are a bottom 6 defense right now, allowing over 120 points per game. A couple of other teams are up there as well, including the Spurs, who are only 2 games over 500. From the fields, we are number 2, only behind the Cavaliers. What about opponent field goal percentage? It's got to be one of the highest. So it seems like our defense right now is kind of the problem. And yeah, we're bottom 5 in field goal percentage allowed by the opposition. So that's got to get better. We end up coming out on top against a really good Timberwolves team. Boyd drops 34, got double figures for 4 other players. Cat drops 23, Edwards drops 21, but we come out on top thanks to a solid second half. And our third game against the Pistons, we had number 4 coming up in a week. That's 4 games against them in the first month of the year. And those are our only games against Detroit all year long. So these are our last 2 chances, really, to beat this team in this regular season. And if we lose another one, then they win the series because they've already won 2 of them. Well, we got kind of bodied there in the second and third quarters after a slow start for both teams offensively. We're trying to come back in the fourth quarter, but maybe there's a chance. 28 seconds left to see who has the ball here. I think it's them. But if we get a stop, we could get it back and tie things up again. We actually have the ball. Down by 3, we just used a timeout for some reason, despite us just inbounding it. What, 109 and 106. 28 seconds to go. Pretty much got to go for a 3 here to tie things up. Man, I forgot the finals logo again on the court and on our jerseys, so I'll do it after this game. But our 3rd straight close finish against this team. What are we doing with our timeouts? We just used all of them. I don't exactly get the logic there, but here we go. Can we somehow come out on top? Gotta take a 3. Instead, Boy turns it over. We steal it back. Agbaji turns it over again. This game's over. Come on, man. That quickly? That was horrible. We did like 4 different things wrong there. Burned 2 timeouts we did not have to burn. Turned it over twice, and now we're gonna lose. That's honestly amazing. The Pistons have officially won the regular season series. We are now 0-3 against them this year. They're 14-4. And our defense is really having some problems right now, but this was just simply a loss that we could have avoided here. 22 team fouls, 18 turnovers. That's a lot. All right, I want to get right up to this last game against Detroit, and we're going to wrap up after that, going through the couple of contending teams. So we'll sim through, and it looks like Boyd is hurt again now, a bruised left hip. But right now, we cannot afford to have him sidelined, so we're going to have him play through it. We lose the first game, win the next 2. We've already got 10 L's this year. I think we had 16 in total last season. Very different than what we were used to, but we got a couple guys fatigued, a couple of guys hurt. Our 4th try against the Pistons, and our last game against them all season long. Finally got off to a good start, but it's still an incredibly close game. They just will not let us pull away at all in these games. They're making life difficult, and we're trying to stay over 500, but now a poor 3rd quarter. And we have work to do to come out on top in this one. Let's jump in for the last, like, 5 or so minutes of this game. 2-point game with 4 to play. We're back on the road. Agbaji is stripped by Perry, and he had a lane. Another costly turnover. Herb Jones with the fadeaway shot, no good, but Calvert Miles with the second chance. During the screen, Jovanovic behind the arc, and that one is offline. Oh, it's Frank Perry, wide open. Look, luckily it's no good. But Jovanovic out there is tired. I wonder how much the fatigue is playing a part in this, rough start to our season compared to our last couple of years. Boyd can't knock down the trifecta. Jones with it. He leaves it for Portis. Now Killian Hayes with the jump shots. Up and good. 6-point deficit. We cannot get swept this year by Detroit, man. We just can't. But it would be an interesting storyline. The floater's off the mark from Yovi. We're just not looking too great out there in any of these games. To close these 4th quarters, we're not playing our best basketball. And how does Perry get that back? Come on. Portis, given room by Kuminga. 9-point game. We're just not helping ourselves out right now. Another contested floater. Why is he taking that 2 times in a row? Perry hands it off. Miles lays it in for 2. Look at this horrible defense. 32 for Calvert Miles. 71% from the fields. This game's over again. They're going to sweep us 4-0 in the regular season. 32-9 for Miles, 31 for Harvey Sharp. They were missing their best player. Anderson was out, I think he's hurt, and we still end up losing. We gotta figure things out here, man. This is not what I thought was gonna happen to start this 9th season. Anderson broke his left hand, and we still couldn't beat these guys, man. They now lead the Eastern Conference. So, there you go. We are not even in the top 8 in the conference. We are 5.5 games back, but it is tight across the board. And we're 4-6 now in our last 10. Despite us scoring a lot of points per game at 124, the defense has been honestly horrible. I'm not sure if that's why we've lost all 11 games, really. But to lose 11 this early on, this has got to be our worst start to a year since before the title streak, I think. If you look at the advanced stats, I'm just curious. The EWA, is there anybody that has negative? There were a couple guys. Boyd's got 7.0. Still has that bruised left hip. Yovi's up there, but Kuminga and Jalen not as high as they usually are. We're getting some good stuff out of Hilliard and Barea, but guys who have negative are Cecil Andrews and Ochai Agbaji. If we look at their per game stats, Andrews right now 13 minutes per game, 4.4 and 3.4 per game. He's shooting over 47%, but that's not good enough for a big man. So, is it time to think about benching him? Maybe so. But I'm not really seeing a real indication of somebody playing horribly to start the year. Agbaji is giving us 8 points as a starter. He's played all 22 games. Nobody's missed a game so far. He is shooting 44% and 38% from downtown. What about plus minus? Highest is Boyd at 5.5. And the lowest is negative 2.7 for Andrews. Negative 0.8 for Josh Green. I'm curious. It's just got to be our defense, I think. That's got to be it. We're still the best three-point shooting team, and in terms of free throws, we are one of the worst, bottom 7, bottom 8s. I'm curious about rebounds. Where do we rank in that? We are towards the bottom again, like bottom 7, like free throws. Assists, though, we've got to be up there. We are number 4 in assists. So I think right now rebounds could be improved, and our defense could be playing a lot better as well. Now, what do we do in our lineup to fix that? I'm not so sure. Is there anybody who's not getting enough playing time that could use some more? That could be a good defender? I'm not sure right now. We'll have to think about it between this episode and next episode. So, interesting start for us, but how about these Pistons, man? I gave away Chris Murray, and they've honestly been way better off because of it. They lead the conference and the entire league with the best record, only with the Grizzlies trailing behind them. 17-6, despite missing their best player. They're still playing some really good basketball. Through 23 games on their season, Anderson has averaged just under 24 points per game, but also is racking up 8 assists. He's shooting very well. They don't really have too many guys that are shooting horribly. In fact, the only guy that really is Killian Hayes, but that is par for the course. They just got a lot of guys that are supplying some points. Frank Perry, 18 points per game. Calbert Miles, 16 and 11 per game. Very impressive numbers, and just only 31 per game when he's dropping that much. That's pretty impressive. Ted Sanders, 15 points. Harvey Sharp, 14. So role players are just stepping up and knocking down some big shots for him. And then Brett Young, 10 points. 9 for Hayes, 8 for Peters. Their offense is playing very well. I'm curious about the Grizzlies, who are off to a way better start than I imagined. Getting big years from both Tatum and Ja Morant offensively. 31 for Tatum, 29 per game for Ja Morant. But Ray Morgan is stepping up in a big way at a 77 overall. He's started all 22 games for them, and he's knocking down 15 points per game, but is not shooting very well. They got a new point guard in Chris Mercer at 26 years old. He's playing pretty well. How is this team playing this well despite several guys not shooting very well? This is very interesting. Not sure how exactly this team is winning so much despite their relatively poor supporting cast. I'm not sure that's going to be sustainable. Meanwhile, the Spurs are the third best team right now. After a slow start like us, they've won at least 5 games in a row. And Wemby's dropping 28 and 12 to start the season. 18 points per game for Whitmore. Much more well-balanced scoring. Amen Thompson getting heavily involved here. I think after team chemistry has kind of settled for them, they have figured things out. And they're getting some good minutes off the bench from guys like Naz Reid, Cole Anthony, and they're not starting Chris Murray anymore, I don't think. Although he has started 14 out of their 22 games. I think they've also started Vanderbilt in that power forward role as well. And both guys have been solid to start their seasons. In the power rankings right now, the Grizzlies, Timberwolves, and Pistons round out the top. The Heat are also in there a little bit. But the Timberwolves are 14 and 7 with JJ Weaver, Ant, Samuel Lynam, and I guess Cat must be hurt right now. Walker Kessler is coming off the bench, it looks like. And Towns is dealing with an injury, I believe. A bruised left shoulder. And why is Walker Kessler not starting? Is he also hurt? He's not. They've been very impressive. They're getting a lot of good point scoring out of Ant Edwards here. We did blow them out by 22 earlier in the year, but they've won a lot of games recently. And right now, they're number 3 in the Western Conference. Doing a great job. Meanwhile, the Toronto Raptors are 4th in the conference behind Philly, who is honestly, like the Grizzlies, off to a much more impressive start than I envisioned for them. They must be getting some pretty good play out of Jabari Smith Jr. and Tyrese Maxey. It looks like they are. He's having his best offensive year since the 29-20-30 season. Averaging, just below 20 points per game, over 10 rebounds, shooting very well behind the arc at 44%. And then Tyrese Maxey over 22 points per game. He's shooting even better than Smith is from the field and from behind the arc. And then Chip Hunt is coming into his own, supplying about 11 points, I think, as a starter. So they're playing pretty well. They got Jarrett Allen over there now, but how about the Raptors? They brought in Giannis alongside Scotty Barnes, Grady Dick, and Lonzo. And it looks like they're starting John Collins at center. And he's playing all right. 6 and 6 about. Giannis averaging 22, 8 and 5. Shooting very well from the fields. Scotty Barnes having less of an offensive role this year, but still putting up 16 points per game and shooting very well from the field. Grady Dick also losing some offensive involvement, but still over 20 points per game. And Lonzo dishing out some big assists here, but not shooting very well. He's coming off a pretty poor shooting year in general, but he is, only 42% from the field. So there are some teams better than I thought. The Magic are worse than I thought. The Pistons, but really the top 4 teams here in the conference are better than I thought they would be. And we are way worse than I thought we would start our season. 11 and 11. Not what I thought was going to happen. In the Western Conference, there's a 3-way tie for first place. The Warriors are also up there, and that makes a whole lot of sense. They've got AC Cole, Devin Booker, and a stacked lineup. Let's go see their stats real quick. According to this, they have no weaknesses. That's fun. But 15 wins, 8 losses. They're off to a better start than we are. And it's mainly due to AC Cole dropping 25, 5, and 9. And Junior Buford kind of taking over that second scoring option role away from Devin Booker. He's dropping 23 and 10 per game. This guy's an absolute machine, man. He is probably going to win Most Improved Player if he keeps this up. But Devin Booker still dropping 18 points per game and 7 assists and shooting very well from the field. The scary offense. And they also play some really good defense with Keon Malone in that low post. Buford also a great low post defender. Ruben May, same story at 7-3. The last team we'll check up on is the Rockets, who we sent Glenn Carroll to from the Nuggets. They have 11 wins, 8 losses. And Carroll is really benefiting from a starting role, averaging 23 and 16.5 a game with 6 assists too. 38 minutes a game. That is how good of a player he is at 7'4", 22 years old. He's having a breakout campaign. Behind him, you've got Jalen Green dropping 20 points per game with 4 other players in double figures. Yeah, this team's pretty damn good. But out of all teams that are playing very well, we're not one of them. We are middle of the pack in the power rankings. We are 11th right now in the conference. What can we do? Who can we bring in this lineup to turn things around for us? Because right now, it's not looking very good. Should we take off the shoot at will and try and slow things down? I think I'll at least do that because that is one difference between last year and this year. But what else can we do to really figure things out? I mean, Boyd's injury is not losing us games. I think it's more so the defense and other players just not playing as well as they maybe should in a bench role. Should we take out Cecil Andrews, bring in Eklund? Should Mobamba get a chance in place of Barea? Who knows? Leave your thoughts down below, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the video and the format. I tried to do not only kind of a full game, but also get some closer finishes into this episode as well. And also try to finish the episode by, focusing more on teams that are off to really good starts. But shockingly, we're not one of them. So again, give me your thoughts down below and your feedback on the episode, on the format, and on any changes you guys want to see to our lineup moving into the second parts of the season. But through 22 games, we are squarely at 500. We have not gotten used to this, so different year for us than we thought, but it's only early on, a fourth of the way through. We'll see how it goes down the stretch. I'll see you guys in the next one. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.